You only got the 3 moms today, but that's probably good because this is definitely a topic that Riley would not want to be.
She'd be like, seriously?
She's like, why am I on this?
Yeah.
Why am I even here?
We are going to chat today about my birth plan because I have it all figured out. Every detail down to the minute.
And nothing will ever change.
Nope.
Nope.
That was a funny joke.
That was so silly. We know at birth you can't determine it.
Well, okay, we are doing this. We are talking about it today, though, because I feel like I get asked all the time what I'm going to do with this birth. Because if you don't know, I had a C-section with Sage. I had a C-section because I went into labor and she was breech. I knew she was breech. She was breech at like 32 weeks, and then she just never flipped head down. And so I had a C-section. But because it wasn't a C-section because I like couldn't deliver vaginally, I like have a pretty... I mean, I feel like I'm a good candidate to do a VBAC. So a lot of people are like, are you going to do a VBAC or are you just going to do a C-section again? And I guess we're just going to talk about that today.
Yay.
And what I've decided, if I've decided anything. So...
And then we're going to give our 2 cents on it.
Yeah, Brindley
Not
Nuts
that
are
it
going to chime in.
matters.
Well, because here's the thing. I like don't know anything but a C-section. I think it'd be a lot easier to decide if I had had both, because then I would just pick the one that suited me better. But I've only had a C-section, so I have no idea what vaginal birth is like. I mean, I've heard your guys' stories. I feel like that's all you hear about when it comes to like birth is what a vaginal is like, but that's just not the norm for me. So it's been kind of like, I don't know, it's been an interesting thing because people are like, you should just do vaginal, it's way better. I'm like, I don't know what that means because I've never had one. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to decide, and it's been hard.
Like
Well,
if
also
we were to
the-
have our second babies, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna have a C-section
Yeah,
this time.
like you wouldn't pick what you don't know.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I know a C-section, but like, I am sure it's an easier healing process from a vaginal. Like, I can't say for sure.
Probably just depends.
But I feel like that's the general consensus. I don't know. But that's the thing, I don't freaking know. There have been people that I've talked to who have had both, and they say, like, yeah, like, you're definitely up and moving much quicker after vaginal. And, yeah. But there's also just such different things that come with both. Like, I mean, probably too much TMI, but, like, there's just, like, things with vaginal that happen to you that don't happen to me. And then there's things with C-section that don't affect you that affected me.
Yeah.
So it's like weighing your options. Like I only had to wear a pad for maybe like 5-6 days after birth because you don't bleed as much.
Yeah, because don't they like scrape out?
Yeah, they like clean out your uterus. So you bleed a little bit, very minimally. I mean, I was peeing and pooping and nothing was hurting. Wiping didn't hurt. I didn't have to use like, it's just weird. Like all the things
a
I didn't
berry
use.
bottle and
yes. Like 'cause
creams
I had the full, I had all the things. Like I got sent all the like vaginal recovery kit things, and you're like have the squeezy bottle, and I didn't use any of those things because it was like nothing was touched down there. It was just normal.
Yeah.
But then it's like I couldn't get out of bed by myself for like the first week. Like sitting up by myself was just impossible. And like you guys were very mobile.
Yeah.
Because it's like your abs were like still not fully working, but they weren't in pain, right?
No.
Yeah, they're just like not super strong.
You just don't have strength, but
Yeah.
it's not like you're
Like for me, it really
recovering.
did feel like my ab, like it's like if somebody could like turn the off switch on them, like they were just off. Like it wasn't like they were weak, they were just straight up off for like a couple of weeks. And then, yeah, got back into it. But as far as like timing goes of like recovering, working out after, like I feel like the timeline was very similar. Don't you feel like?
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I had to wait
Wasn't
any longer
yours
than you
8
guys.
weeks?
No, mine was 6 weeks.
Oh.
But I started doing stuff earlier. Like, I feel like I was walking at like
Yeah.
3-4 weeks. Ab stuff I had to be
I
more
will say,
cautious
like,
about.
4 days postpartum, I started going on walks outside.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was for me. It was definitely after 2 weeks.
But it was cold outside anyways for you. So, like,
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't have walked before 2 weeks. There's no way.
Yeah.
That would have just been dumb, because it's like, I was already in enough pain. I would say it was 2 solid weeks of feeling like I had to be very gentle with my
that's
body.
probably what's a little bit different about like vaginal and C-section. It's
Good
just
tweets,
like
Rex.
I was able, like,
Yeah, you're not as immobile.
no.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is like, yeah, but plot twist. C-section because Sage was breech, and freaking baby girl is breech. Now, obviously, she can still flip. Like, and that's what everybody told me. But Sage was breech at 32 weeks, and she never went head down. I'm almost 34 weeks. I go in on Monday for my like 34-week ultrasound, and I guess we'll see if
she is even.
yeah, but that's the other thing too. I'm like, what if I don't even get the choice again and she doesn't flip head down? Which
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't Sage flip? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird.
It is
Like,
weird.
just
So like
wanna
up
be
until
upright.
a couple weeks ago, I feel like I had a plan. But now that she like is currently breech, I'm kind of just like, well then, is this just gonna decide itself for me
and be the same as Sage.
and be the same as Sage? But this was kind of my plan. So, I learned a lot of things. I did not know about a VBAC, which a VBAC is essentially just
Vaginal
any-
birth after C-section.
yeah. It sounded like, it's not like they do anything differently. It's just, that's the name. Like if anybody who has a C-section, if you do vaginal after, you have a VBAC. Is that even if you've had a vaginal, like if you did vaginal C-section, the third one would be VBAC? It'd be considered VBAC.
Yeah.
Even if you've
your
already
last
done
birth
vaginal.
was a C-section, it'd be
Okay. So anyways, there's just like things I didn't know about a VBAC. You can't get induced. You have to go into labor naturally. Which
a high chance of uterine rupture.
But that's like the not induced doesn't really stress me out because I did go into labor naturally with Sage like a week and a half early. So I do think my body would go into labor. And what I've kind of decided is that
Babies are taking over.
he wants to get down so bad. I'm like, I had a plan, and then but I'm just like, I just feel like I don't even care. This is what I thought. So, schedule a C-section for 39 weeks, and if I go into labor naturally before then,
And she's not
and
breech.
she's not breech,
Just
then
go with it.
Yeah, then I do vaginal. Because,
But
like,
if not, then
that's the thing. If I go into labor and I get to the hospital and they're like, your baby's head down, I'm not going to be like, stop, cut me open. Like, I'll just be like, okay, let's just do it the way it's like going, you know?
Yeah.
but your water breaks, you're dilated, like everything is just ready, then just go.
Then
for
I
it.
would totally do it. But I'm not going to hold out for vaginal, if that makes sense. I'm not going to like take it to the very end and be like, I have to do it vaginally. Yeah, I just am like,
Just go with the flow.
yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
But if
But
she's
then,
like head down at 38 weeks, just do a C-section at 39.
no, if she's head down, I think,
Or sorry, head breech.
oh, if she's breech at 38 weeks, yeah, I'm just doing a C-section at 39 weeks.
Oh.
She good.
You're
making her
a little
tough.
bulldozer,
Yeah.
dude.
You're making her tough.
I'm sorry, Gwyn's.
She's like, it's good. I'm just going to go into this little thing right here. Just going to bail.
Oh, man.
So I don't know. There's just so many options. There's
Yeah.
so many freaking options. And the truth is, I don't really care. I feel like I felt this pressure to like care to have a vaginal. Like I feel like it's like, I feel like I should want that and like really try for that. But I really don't care. Like I do not care at all. I'm like, if I
That's a
have,
good thing
if I have
to have,
vaginal, cool. But I would not care to have a C-section again. Like that doesn't stress me out in the slightest. I'm like, that sounds cool. Good. That's what I know.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I'm not going to push either direction. I guess the only thing is like you would, unless I went into labor and she was breech, like then I'd have a C-section obviously, but like I guess I could schedule one, and which I think I will. I think I will schedule one because if my body's not going to go into labor naturally and I can't be induced and they can't give me anything, then I don't really want to push through all of that. So
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think you're just going to
Honestly-
go with the flow, which is how it should go.
Yeah.
that's the thing. I really,
It's like
really
you
don't
never
care.
really know. Like it's like the same thing with Sage. It was like you didn't know how it was going to go down. You
Yeah.
were kind of just like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just see how
As
it
long
goes.
as baby girl's safe, that's what matters.
Yeah. So I just like, yeah, that's where I'm
I
at.
think that's a good plan.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I don't really. Oh. Wow.
your knees.
She wanted to.
And roll
What is the thing where you roll up from your knees? The dance.
Contemporary.
That was impressive, Quincy.
Oh.
But then she didn't like. I thought she was gonna go boom.
Me too.
Wow. So yeah, do you guys have any input for me?
No, I think that's great.
I just think whatever happens, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And I feel like if you went in with this plan, something is gonna change. So I
Yeah.
think if you're flexible to both options and you're great with both options, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm fine with either. And if I'm being honest, like, I don't want to say vaginal scares me more, but it does because I
Like
don't.
a C-section would scare me more.
But I have no idea what a vaginal is like. Like thinking of pushing, I'm like, I know I could do it. I'm not saying it's like, and I'm not saying it's scarier than a C-section. It's just that's what's foreign to me. So it's weird because it's like. Oh. I guess, would you guys change anything about your birth?
I don't know.
Gents, will you always get induced that early now?
So it just depends if I keep having high blood sugar.
You mean pressure?
High blood
but
pressure.
if you don't, then they don't make, like, that's not a thing that, like, you always
So
have
I
to
think
do.
what's gonna happen is when I go in to get, if I'm pregnant again and I go in,
Yeah.
they're gonna they put you on like baby aspirin
Oh, to keep your
Like-
blood pressure down.
as soon as like your 8-week appointment or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to help with your, because I think I actually had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a fluke. So yeah, but I think that's like on my chart, so that's something they're gonna like know about.
But, like, if your blood pressure's normal, they're not gonna, like, do that.
No, but if
Okay.
it's high again, I think they'll do 37 weeks. Which that was, I mean, I had a little bit of like fear with like, just didn't know if Brooks was gonna be okay that early, but he was totally fine, and it was so nice to not have to do like the last 3 weeks of pregnancy.
Yeah, I mean, that was a treat right there.
Yeah. So I really liked being induced. What would I change?
I mean, there's nothing you can really choose, but.
I think probably just more how I like handled certain things. Like, do you feel like you'll like, I guess with like the nurses and stuff, just like being more like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need help. Like, you know what I mean? Since it's your second baby, you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah, but to be honest, my nurses were so chill. I remember kind of being like, hey, can you help me?
Oh.
Because I remember one night I was feeding Sage. Well, I thought I was feeding her, and she's on my boob, but like she was eating, like, it felt like it was like every 20 minutes. And so I was like, the nurse came in and like told you like, okay, so they'll latch, and like gave me the whole thing and like said you'd hear this noise, but I couldn't hear it. So I was like, can you just come listen and tell me if you think she's actually swallowing her milk? So
Yeah.
she came and listened, and she's like, yeah, she's swallowing. I remember it was like 3 a.m. But that was it. My nurses were very, like, I feel like you had a different experience.
Yeah, mine
Because
were
mine
on
were so
top
chill.
of me.
Like, they came in, they checked on things, they left. Like, I honestly was like, it was nice. But if they were like that, especially the second time around, I'd be like, dude,
Yeah.
leave me the freak
got
alone.
this.
Yeah.
No, that was one thing, but you can't
But
really.
you can't control that.
You can't control that,
I
but
know,
I
that's
think
hard.
I would change like how I reacted to that. Like just being like, no, I'm his mom. It's good. We're good. Instead of being like, okay, you don't think I'm doing that right? Okay, let me, I feel like I just second guess myself so much in the hospital, which I hated. I want to be more just like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I did not.
Do you feel like you'd go to a different hospital then?
Well, no, I loved my doctor. And I loved the labor
Does
and
he
delivery
only
team.
deliver there? Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird, right?
I mean, I don't know. He just has his clinic that's like
Yeah.
right next door.
He just only delivers there.
So I don't know. I loved the labor and delivery team. There's just some, and maybe too, I was just like postpartum. I was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a trip.
us.
Hi, Queen.
Hey, Quincy girl.
But
Yeah.
would you change anything?
I don't think so. I mean, we obviously know, like, my doctor had me go in the night before for my induction for, like, cervical ripening. And he even told me this next time we don't have to do that just because I responded well to that medicine. So I went in at night and labored out throughout the night rather than going in the morning.
Which, weren't you just so exhausted from that?
So tired.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just grab
Everybody left me.
I think it'd be nice to give birth like when you gave birth.
In the morning?
Like
Oh, it
early
was
in the
great.
day. Because
Yeah.
then it's like you have like all day to kind of just like.
Oh, that was great. I
chill.
can't, I want to do my exact, and I know it probably won't be the same, but I literally would do.
I mean, I feel like if you do a C-section, it'll be planned and they
But,
do
like,
it early in the morning.
Yeah, but it was just fun to like have it not be planned. Like that was fun.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved that. I loved that it was just like, oh crap, we gotta go. So I guess, but it's like I got that experience, and it's not like it could happen exactly the same, and even if it did, it wouldn't be the same because we would be more.
Do you
Or if
feel
there's-
like
yeah.
there was a ton of, like, so you can't feel anything, but did you feel a lot of pressure?
When?
And, like, them moving, like, everything out of your
Oh
stomach?
yes, yeah. You could feel pressure,
Was
and
it
then I
kind
could
of
feel.
freaky?
I literally, there was just so much adrenaline. I don't remember like feeling anything but just excited and like.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared though. Like I feel like I'm shocked I wasn't more terrified of like that happening.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is I could feel exactly when she was out. Like I could feel
Her pop out.
and just like emptiness, if that makes sense. But you know what I don't remember feeling at all? Because like you guys were
Here.
aware when you got your epidurals,
another
right?
That's fine. I grabbed it.
What?
You like were fully aware when you got your epidural. And do you remember like the feeling?
Of the epidural?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was painful, right?
Oh yeah.
Was it painful for you?
I was having a full blown like contraction during mine, and so I was like holding still. I was like, because mine was
literally
so bad.
don't remember when you gave me my stomach. And that would feel similar to an epidural, right? Or is it different?
It's pretty much the same thing, just different, like,
So like it would
location of
hurt,
medicine.
right? It would hurt really bad.
The actual
It's the same
epidural
needle.
didn't hurt me.
The
it was-
needle.
No,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, I mean, that didn't bother me. It was that I was having a contraction when they were doing it.
Yeah.
So I had to just sit there.
I just like don't freaking remember it at all. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to do a scheduled and go in there and then like I was like
You would
prepared,
gear up for
it
it.
would be more painful because I don't remember it at all.
No, I was just so freaking excited to get mine that I was just like,
Get it in me.
get it in me.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But you had a different experience, Bryn.
Horrible.
Why? I don't remember.
Like 4
Just
times.
had to try so many times.
Oh.
And I was, like, throwing up in my mouth. I was,
Oh.
like, so, like... Yeah, you're contracting, you have to hold so still.
Yeah.
They have you hunch over.
Yeah, you're
And
in
like
the worst
I
position.
gagged a ton during pregnancy, and I just kept like gagging, throw up would come up, and they like keep bending over, and you're just like, I want a break. Yeah, it was not very good. But then once it was in, I was like,
But
yeah,
yours
nice.
like stays in, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Oh, so I didn't have anything that stayed in my back.
No.
Yeah.
It was just a shot.
yeah, it was just general,
Yeah.
like local anesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have like, it's like pretty much an IV. So that's how you push more into yourself. But you don't even notice it.
Once it's in, it's
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
They just like tape it to your back.
You
and
know
it's
what was
flat.
weird is the freaking catheter. Did you guys have to have a catheter?
Yeah, I didn't even feel it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we
weird.
had, yeah.
I didn't feel it either, but like it's
That was
weird.
the best part. Is like the cervical checks before that epidural versus after. I was like spreading, going like, you can do whatever.
Well, so weird. Did you feel your water? How did your water break?
I was laying down, and all of a sudden, like, my hand is by my leg, because I have my epidural, and I just feel, like, warm water. And I was like, did I pee? And I'm like, no, I have a catheter in.
Yeah.
That's so
And
weird.
then Donna came and checked. She's like, oh, my goodness. And then my stomach was all lopsided. Because of
all
her
the
shape.
fluid.
Yeah, because of her, all the stuff.
Yeah, he like literally went up and broke my water.
Oh, so it was like a gush.
Uh-huh. And it's so weird to me. I didn't think that you would be gushing like
All
the time. Like I thought it was just gonna be
It
one
just
big
keeps
like
coming out.
This is
boom.
like
no, I literally was
TMI.
like, Topher, I really feel like I'm like peeing my pants right now.
TMI, but my water was like a brown color from her poop.
Oh,
Meconium.
yeah. That's gross.
So like brown, like discharge, like water
Oh.
stuff was coming out.
That's hot.
Sorry, TMI.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that we kind of got taken away.
Yeah.
We kind of went on and on.
but that's good.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all we got for you guys.
I think it's a great birth plan, Lindsay.
It's a plan that is a no plan.
But
And
I
that's
mean,
my kind of
there is
plan.
kind of a plan.
I have a plan to
You have a
just
plan.
see what happens and not care because I don't at all.
And I think that's perfect.
I mean, I care, but
Oh, it's so soon, dude.
I know.
It's like
I'm like,
freaking
what if I go earlier?
6 weeks.
Like,
I know.
what if I don't? I mean, but it doesn't matter. If I don't.
Dude, doesn't matter. Just 39
But I'm like
weeks.
literally my whole last like 6 weeks. I'm like,
You're
I'm
like-
gonna go early like Jensen.
Yeah.
See, I did not think I was gonna go early, and then I did. Like, I was not like, And I didn't even think about going into labor.
What's so cool about that experience is like the date and the story.
Yes, that's
how
like,
it all just like happened.
I know. That was pretty cool.
And it was definitely like the perfect
It was meant to
timing.
happen.
Yeah. So then it kind of makes me think, I'm like, I don't know if it was me or if it was just like that was supposed to happen. And like,
No,
I'm going to go
well-
till 41 weeks or something. Which
Well, you're
But
not.
you won't.
I won't let that happen. But.
I mean, you could really try, but I would highly suggest not.
No, that sounds crazy. What if I was like, guys, I'm actually going to do an at-home in my bathtub birth. Could you do that?
No. I mean, you probably could.
But like, yeah. A doctor probably wouldn't come and agree to that, right? It would have to be like, oh, hey, buddy.
All I know is natural birth mamas are
Incredible. I don't know how you do it. I mean,
actually-
But I also think just people who give birth in general
Yeah.
are incredible.
if I'm being honest,
crazy.
there is part of me that like if I didn't have all the other things, like if I went into labor like I did and I got to the hospital and like the baby's coming, like we could give you an epidural, but like the baby's coming, I would just freaking go for it. I'd be like, just go. Like if I was like at a 7 or an 8 and they're like, the baby's head is right there.
They turned off the epidural immediately after she was born, and I was contracted for like an hour straight.
And you were dying.
And I was
Dude.
like, because I could feel the
Yeah.
sweat. Like I was so
Well, I'm
nervous.
sure it does, but like, wouldn't you, like, if you're at the point where it's like they can give you 10 minutes of relief or you could pop your baby out in 10 minutes?
Dude.
Like, it was guaranteed.
Cause I think my epidural wore off, I'm not kidding. When the doctor went to grab Brooks and pull him out, I felt where I like tore a little bit. It was
So painful.
so painful. And the whole time I was just like, ow, ow, ow. And I'm like, should I be feeling this? And he's like, no. And I felt him stitch me.
Oh.
And I felt, I mean, luckily I didn't have to like get a ton of stitches, but like I could feel that.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know. If they like, if you got to the hospital and they're like, guarantee your baby will be out in 15 minutes. Do you want to just be a bad egg and get your baby out? Or
No.
would you seriously be like, give me 15 minutes of relief?
Dude.
You would?
Oh no.
I think I would, because it's like, how cool, because then you could always be like, I delivered naturally, but you only have to do 15-minute labor? Come on.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty cool.
But you had to get to 15 minutes.
Just 15 minutes. Like, it was guaranteed. Like,
Well,
you,
like what's leading up to 15 minutes? Contractions?
your water breaking, you going to the hospital. So, like, maybe like an hour and a half of, like, timing your contractions and you get to the hospital. Which, that wasn't that bad.
Because
Like,
I got to a 6 and I was like,
yeah, that's where I was at when I got to the hospital, was a 6. And it was like an hour of, like, I mean, maybe I was having them while I was sleeping. But, like, it was doable. So, that's the thing, too. Is
and mine, I felt like I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, so then I guess it just depends.
Mine were like every 45 seconds.
It depends on on how bad the.
Yeah, who knows? But,
I'm getting my little blood.
linea labia. What is it called?
Linea alba.
I got these
Linea
two around my
labia.
belly button.
You got what?
Those around the belly button too, like circular.
Yeah, I remember you thinking it was stretch marks.
Yeah. I'm so stressed.
Okay, this is really long.
Really long.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for what happens.